Welcome back to the channel. We're smoking all my dragons, divine, righteous, almighty, greats, overachieving, never slacking. Today we got, I'm not sure if I should pronounce this, Edinburgh or possibly Edinburgh, Scotland. And this is 10 best things to do in this area. So this was recommended for a while. Surprised that I haven't got to it yet. Just I guess distractions. But we here now, so that's all that matters. So with that being said, original link will be in the description. Let's hop into it. Let's see what this beautiful area has to offer. Whew. Just that scene right there, right? Looks wonderful. I mean, it looks like ancient, older, medieval, I guess I should say, more medieval type of times.
What's up guys, we're here in Edinburgh, Scotland, and in this video we're going to show you the best things to do in and around the city, so I hope you enjoy it. Edinburgh is located in southeastern Scotland. As one of the
Edinburgh, okay.
most visited cities in Europe, Edinburgh is known for its whiskey heritage, striking architecture, and intriguing history. Not to mention its beautiful natural scenery and buzzing pub scene. The city is big enough that you'll be entertained, but compact enough that you can explore everything on foot. In this video, we highlight 10 of the best things to do in the city, which are best combined in a 3 to 4 day visit. So let's dive in. We are Zach and Ina. We make helpful videos about destinations around the world so you can easily plan your own adventures. The Old Town of Edinburgh is the bustling heart of the city. Built up in the Middle Ages when the fear of attack was persistent, it's home to centuries-old buildings and narrow alleys. This area will most likely be your first area to see when visiting Edinburgh, and it's also a great place to stay. The best way to learn about this intriguing part of the city is by joining a free walking tour. Tours usually run multiple times a day. But if you're not into history, there are also ghost and Harry Potter tours available. You can find links to all of the—
See, I'll be trying not to bring up Harry Potter because I know it's cliche at this. It's just, people expect that, and people probably tired of hearing about it on that side, but hey, he mentioned it first, so now that gives me the pass.
These walking tour options in the description below. Sitting on an extinct volcanic rock, Edinburgh Castle is the most iconic site in the Old Town and the entire city for that matter. With a rich history as a royal residence, military garrison, prison, and fortress, the castle is full of surprises.
I was about to say, when you out here in the U.S. and you usually see them walls like that, that's not a good sign. That means you about to go to the big house.
And you can easily spend a full day here. Some of the highlights include the Great Hall, the Prisons of War exhibition, the Crown Jewel, and the National War Museum. Entry to these museums are all included in the ticket price. And while the castle itself is not free, the view from the top is. If you like the view from the castle, just wait until we show you the view from Calton Hill.
Every day at 1 p.m. here at the castle, they shoot the time gun, except for on Sundays. We actually just missed it. But it's definitely worth checking out. They've been doing this for hundreds of years because people, sailors, and just people in the town, they used to set the clocks because of this sound.
Stretching 1 mile between Edinburgh Castle and the Palace of Holyrood House, the Royal Mile is the focal point of Edinburgh's Old Town. A walk down the Royal Mile will allow you to see plenty of traditional pubs, churches, and other historic buildings. Make sure to try the national dish of Scotland here, called haggis, at one of the local pubs. It's the sheep's liver, heart, and lungs mixed with a few other ingredients. It tastes better than it sounds. Besides the pubs, you can also find many souvenir and whiskey shops along the Royal Mile. But if you're looking for a unique Scotland souvenir, then you should check out the sponsor of today's video. Established Titles sells souvenir plots of land, which then gives you the honorific title of Laird, Lord, or Lady based on a historic Scottish custom. We got ours from Established Titles online, but we were able to drive to our actual piece of land in Edelston, which is a short drive from Edinburgh. Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. The company plants a tree with every order around the world and works with global charities such as One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future. So we made it to my souvenir plot of land here at Edelston. It's actually 1 square foot here on dedicated private land.
I feel so much peace looking at that. I just feel so much peace, you know? Like, seriously. Yeah, you know, when you just feel it. And it get hard to feel that sometimes out here, man. Especially when with the allergies is going crazy. That's why I love autumn. You see how we got that light jacket? I like to have the light jacket, no pollen out. Just enjoy. Nothing feels better. Nothing gets your, just makes you feel your spirit feeling good. Where you just feel free, like that freedom feel. That's what I feel when I look at this.
Dad actually did a DNA test recently, and it turns out 1/4 of his DNA comes from Scotland. So this piece of land and this title has a little bit of family meaning for me. And I have to say that this really does make a nice, fun, last-minute gift. Established Titles is the sponsor of today's video, and they're actually offering a 10% discount for anyone who's watching this video for a limited time only. You can find more information about this, as well as how to get your own plot of land in the link in the description below. And as an added bonus,
as well as how to get your own plot of land. Okay, he looking out.
The first 200 people to purchase a title pack using our link in the description will effectively be next to my plot. Located in the middle of the Royal Mile, St. Giles Cathedral has been a working church for centuries. It has therefore witnessed Scotland's turbulent religious history and played an important role in the Scottish Reformation. Today, you can admire the beautiful architecture and stained glass windows on the inside. It's free to visit and the perfect spot to hide out when it's raining. Scotland is famous for its whiskey, and you'll find a number of bars and shops dedicated to this drink. If you don't have much knowledge of this sophisticated drink or its history, then you should join a tasting tour. During the session, you'll be able to taste a variety of whiskeys, from relatively delicate and subtle flavors of the lowlands to the bold and robust taste of Islay. You can find a link to a whiskey tasting experience in the description below.
Scotland just seems like good vibes. It seems like one of those places like where when you come respectful, you're going to get that energy back times 1,000. Oh, I accidentally had it on mute there.
The best view of Edinburgh's Old Town is undoubtedly from Calton Hill. Only a short hike away from the Old and New Town, Calton Hill is filled with interesting monuments. One of the most striking is the National Monument, inspired by the Parthenon.
That looks like I've seen something just like that in Tennessee. It looks like this one, I forgot what park it's called, but in Nashville, Tennessee, just like this.
Parthenon in Athens. But what most visitors enjoy are the incredible views from the Dugald Stewart Monument. The best time to come here is during sunset, but keep in mind that it can get very busy on a clear day. If you want to find a viewpoint with more open space that's also free, you can check out Arthur's Seat, which we'll cover shortly. Next to the Old Town, you can find the New Town of Edinburgh. This central part of the city was built between the 18th and 19th century and retains much of its original neoclassical and Georgian period architecture. Today, the area is filled with designer shops, hip bars, and amazing restaurants. It's the place to go for shopping and dining. Located alongside the busiest shopping street in the new town, Princes Street Gardens is a beautiful green space in Edinburgh. The park is completely free to visit and offers some of the best views of the Old Town and Edinburgh Castle. You can also find one of the city's most notable monuments here, named Scott Monument. Situated just a 10-minute walk from the end of Princes Street, you can find one of the most picturesque neighborhoods of Edinburgh. The village was once home to 11 mills, working and supporting Edinburgh until the 19th century. And while you can still see some remnants of the mills, Dean Village is now a tranquil oasis. It's a perfect place for enjoying a blend of nature with picturesque architecture. So if you come and explore Dean Village, you should definitely check out the Water of Leith walkway because it's really peaceful. You can hear the water just flowing by you, and it's a nice little break away from the city. The ultimate break from urban life is a hike to Arthur's Seat, a dormant volcano and one of the highest points in Edinburgh. Located in Holyrood Park, there are different routes that take you to the summit. The most common trail starts near Holyrood Palace and takes about 30 to 60 minutes to reach the peak. From the top, you have 360 views of Edinburgh and the Port of Leith. Combine your visit with the Palace of Holyrood House if you're interested in Scottish royal history. There are a few other things to do in Edinburgh that we didn't mention, and we've included a list of those on the screen here for you. If you're planning your Scotland trip, we recommend keeping things organized with our interactive travel planner. Find a discount code below. We also included important links that you'll need for your Edinburgh trip in the description, such as a full travel guide with where to stay, where to eat, and an interactive map so you can get to each spot that we mentioned. We'll catch you on the next adventure.
Edinburgh, you look beautiful. So much views there, right? I would say panoramic, if I pronounced it correctly. Views. It's just like I said when I spoke earlier, and I said it felt like freedom, where the man was standing. Let me see if I could find the clip. Probably won't be able to find it, but when he was just out there, right there, when he was
One
just
plot of land in the link in the
when he was just out there, even like that whole background. I mean, people green screen for that type of look. It just looks. I'm still stuck on this. It just looks like freedom. Don't look like no one's bothering you. You know, in America, you'll hear a lot of people say, "I don't want any neighbors." It's like that's the vibe you get right there. Like just freedom. Like no one to bother you. Just nothing, just free. You don't have to overthink. You don't have to think. You have to rush. Anything. Just absolute freedom. Don't even look like look. Just no mosquitoes. Nothing. No gnats. just you and the freedom, the air, the just looks so nice. Looks so nice, man. Honestly, this was my favorite right here of the whole video. I love the freedom feeling because nowadays you feel like you can't really get to that. Even when I'm in nature, like it's always just kind of somebody just watching, you know. Like it's always if no one's physically there, there's a camera somewhere watching you, and it's just like, oh man, can I ever get any privacy? It's crazy. But Edinburgh is a beautiful place for sure. Scotland, man, Scotland. I know you guys have a lot to offer. You guys seem amazing. You guys seem like very respectable people, and this was definitely worth the watch for sure. You know, that castle immediately stood out. If I could find it. Also reminded me a lot of Game of Thrones when they showed like the prison part of the castle. It reminded me of if you guys remember Ramsay Bolton in Game of Thrones, how just messed up in the head he was and how brutal he was. And when he had Theon, which he renamed Reek, sleeping it with the dogs. Dang, I can't find. I'm just kind of clicking all over the place. I can't find it, but it reminded me of that. Long story short. But yeah, thank you for the recommendation. This right here, museum context with the fire, reminds me of Harry Potter. Does like one of those Diagon. Excuse my pronunciation. Listen, I'm bad when it comes to English pronunciation. So when I pronounce certain things and I'm trying to get the UK pronunciation right, try not to be too mad at me because that was never. I was. And what's weird is I used to win like I'm good at spelling. I used to win spelling bees, but when it comes to like actually trying to pronounce it myself, like I can. Okay, how do you spell da 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 da? And I'll be able to come up with it. But then it's like, okay, let me hear you pronounce it. And it's like, I don't know. My tongue just doesn't want to, I don't know. But with that being said, guys, I'll be back with more videos soon. Original link in the description. And I will see you. Much love. Welcome back to the channel. Let me run that back.